Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast about movies we haven't seen yet. My name is Trent. I'm here with my wife, Betsy.
Hi there.
And if you haven't figured it out already, we're doing a little series called, Hey, let's watch some sequels to some Pixar movies that we just kind of missed.
Pixar and Disney.
Yeah.
Since they're technically two different things.
It's true. But today we're going to watch Cars 2.
Cars 2.
Betsy, why haven't we watched Cars 2?
So, right before we recorded this, we actually had to go and rewatch Cars because I had admittedly only seen Cars one time.
Yeah, and I was kind of surprised because Cars is actually a movie I've seen multiple times. And recently.
I think it's just one, I was in college when it came out. I missed a lot of the early 2000s Pixar movies. And so by the time I got around to watching it, I got a copy on DVD from the library. And it's a kid's movie, which meant it was mistreated and scratched to hell.
Yeah.
And hey kids out there today who live in the streaming world, we used to have to put physical discs in.
Yeah.
And sometimes the players didn't read very well.
Or the tapes would get eaten.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So my one lone experience watching Cars was very poor because it was skipping the whole time. So I think that just kind of left me with this underwhelmed feeling about the movie.
Okay.
And so I just never really went back and watched it again. So I had basically zero recollection of the first one.
Yeah, so when we just watched this was like a couple of days ago that Betsy and I sat down and watched this movie. Like, it was kind of all new to you. Because you hadn't seen it for years.
Like, I knew
close to a decade.
I knew it was Owen Wilson, and I knew Paul Newman was in it, because this is one of Paul Newman's last things he did was Cars.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm like, I don't know, it's about a race car. And yeah, so we had to rewatch that before I could really get into the second one.
Yeah.
And we watched a trailer for the second one and was like, wow, I have no recollection of this movie.
So, I haven't seen Cars 2 at all, and I think the reason why, besides the fact that, yes, it's a sequel to a kid's movie, and yeah, the first one was good, and I saw it when I was a lot younger, because I saw it pretty close after it came out.
Probably.
I didn't see it in the theater, but I think I was maybe living at home still, and they rented it or something. That was the first time I watched it.
Or it was streaming on some channel.
And I think I got a Blu-ray of it early on when Blu-rays were kind of new. And it was one of the first really, really high quality HD movies.
Fair.
And it was just incredible to look at, let alone the movie. I mean, the movie's great. It's good.
It's all right.
All right.
It's not my favorite. It was cute, but I don't know, something about anthropomorphic cars.
You have to look past that.
The logistics of there's nobody in that car, you just drive yourself and you have personalities. I don't know, it's kind of one of the more out there Disney properties.
Yeah, you have to stop thinking so hard about that and just go with it.
Right, and as a kid you can enjoy it. As an adult, I think too hard about this stupid movie.
Yeah. So, and Cars was huge.
It's still huge. That's what's always interesting to me is we're, 15 years on from the first movie and then some.
Yeah.
And kids still love Cars.
Yeah, kids just love the entire Cars universe. They tried to do a spin-off movie.
They've done a few.
They did Planes.
Yeah.
Which apparently just crashed and burned, no pun intended. It was apparently terrible.
Yeah.
And apparently Cars 2 is also terrible.
Right. So I don't really know much about Cars 2. We watched the trailer and I was like, oh yeah, this is international spy movie, which is completely out of left field from the first one.
And really, they wanted to get Mater back. This is a Mater-centric movie, I believe.
Is it really? Is it this one or the third one?
I don't know. But
I do remember him having a bigger part in one of them.
But I know that they really wanted to bring back Larry the Cable Guy because apparently kids love Mater.
I guess.
And they Pixar made a whole bunch of short movies that are all Mater-centric.
Yep.
And I don't know. I mean, Larry the Cable Guy, I mean, he is what he is.
He's an acquired taste.
He is very much an acquired taste. I've seen some of his stand-up, and it's fine. It's, for the most part, inoffensive, but he like most of those types of comedians, he goes to the lowest common denominator.
He has a catchphrase.
Yeah, and he has a catchphrase, which they conveniently got into the first movie.
They
I was
sure
reminded
did.
of that.
You groaned. You were like, ah. And I was like, what?
Of course.
They said get her done. It's like, oh.
And you didn't
yeah,
even
they
catch
did.
it.
No, I didn't care.
Yeah. So, anyway, that is what it is. I don't have any big problems with him as a comedian. I don't have any problems with him in general, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, so I guess Owen Wilson is the other returning champion. I don't know if there's anybody else from the first one in this one.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't even know if Paul Newman was still living when they made the sequel.
I don't know.
He died pretty early on in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Michael Caine, apparently,
Right.
is like a spy car.
Yeah, he's like a 007 stand-in, I guess.
Yeah, so we'll see. I just feel like there was a story and a lesson to be learned in the first one, and
This one just seems kind of an adventure.
Yeah, they just sort of picked an idea and went with it. So
Yeah.
we'll see how it is.
Yeah, so let's go watch Cars 2. We'll be right back. And we are back. So, Betsy, that was Cars 2.
That was Cars 2.
What'd you think of that one?
As I said in the intro, this has basically nothing to do with the first one, and it just felt all over the place.
It should not have been called Cars 2.
No, I think if this had just been like a case of mistaken identity guy, average Joe gets pulled into a spy story, I think this movie maybe would have worked. But because it's Cars 2, I'm just like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. The fact that it's a Cars movie is kind of inconsequential. It is kind of a cliche kind of a thing, but I can see why people didn't really like this one.
There's no heart. There's no real story. This is very violent. Cars die.
5 minutes in, we got one car like crashing into the ocean and like breaking apart. Like that car is clearly dead.
Yep. One was compacted.
Yeah, a few were compacted, and then a little bit after that, we have cars just blowing up in a fiery blaze.
There's guns everywhere.
And then there's guns and missiles.
Yeah.
What the hell? Cars 1 was a nice story.
Right. It's like a guy learning to make friends.
Right.
And you can't do it alone. This
Right.
is just so weird.
Yeah.
This movie's so weird.
It's out of place in that universe.
Absolutely.
And I understand that they left Radiator Springs. It's not that kind of a movie again. And it's the continuing adventures of these characters. But it's not even that. It's just Mater as this fish out of water kind of a thing and watch him react to things.
Yeah.
That's about it. And as I said in the beginning, this is a vehicle for Mater, no pun intended.
Right. And it works kind of, but it also is just, what am I watching?
Yeah.
And they were throwing so many plot lines in just to try to tie it all together and make it make sense. And you had to pause it to ask me what was going on, because this is a children's movie. This shouldn't be complicated.
Right.
Kids should be able to follow.
The thing I got hung up on was at the beginning when they explained this oil billionaire Which, again, that right there it should not even be in there for a kid's movie. Who the fuck knows what an oil billionaire is when you're that age?
Right. So an oil billionaire decides to trek across the globe, circumnavigate the globe alone.
Right.
And ironically runs out of gas.
Yeah.
And so he starts a renewable energy, like an alternative fuel.
Right. And he converts himself into an electric car, but
not really.
Not really. And he creates this clean alternative fuel that whatever.
But yeah, he decides to promote this alternative fuel by having a global world Grand Prix with the best drivers in the world, and they all use the fuel
to prove that it's a good alternative.
Right. But what's really happening is he wants people to use regular gasoline.
Right. So he creates this thing, which is apparently just gasoline.
It's just gasoline. It's all a front. It's a ruse.
Right. And like that whole thing doesn't make any sense to me. When they made the big reveal, saying, "Oh, actually, this all in all, it's a play on ethanol. It is just gasoline, but
all and all,
right? And it's like being marketed. I don't even know if it's like available for other vehicles yet."
Or globally.
Globally, like, is this just a marketing thing? I just did not get that point. I understand it,
but it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
So he makes this big thing where he wants people to have a renewable energy, but it's not real. He actually wants them to use more gasoline.
Because he found this untapped vein of oil in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Like, that's a lot of information to digest for a kid's movie.
Right.
It's too big real world idea for like a 4-year-old to know what's going on.
Right.
They don't need this complex story.
No. And like we said about the first movie's very simple. These cars look cool. These people are actually cars, and these cars are people. It's very strange, but just go with it. That's okay. I can get past that. We are introduced to the entire world here.
Yeah.
We go to real Japan, we go to real Italy, we go to real London.
Yes.
And it's just too big for me.
Yeah.
And I think it's too big for these characters.
Right. And I know, again, you said it's fish out of water, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah.
And there's elements of this that worked and were effective. And there's like some funny jokes and sight gags.
We were laughing.
But just the sum of its parts, I don't understand. And so now I understand why this movie has such a bad reputation. I think you were looking it up because I looked it up earlier, the Rotten Tomatoes score on this.
I didn't know. What is it?
It's 39%.
Holy shit.
Yeah, this is not a beloved movie. This, I'm sure, is amongst the lowest ranking.
For a Pixar
movie.
Now, speaking of such a thing, we were talking about the beginning of the movie where they're on the oil rigs and whatever else. That looked good.
Yeah, there was like the whole spy sequence. So you've got Michael Caine.
And Michael Caine as the spy.
Finn McMissile, and he's got all the gadgets.
Yeah. He's a Bond car.
He starts on a boat. A barge takes him out, and they get this big like battleship boat that intercepts them. And he manages to get onto the other boat somehow. And just the logistics of a car, the physics of a car getting launching itself.
These cars are much, much, much more like people in this movie than in the other one.
And you get a shot of him hanging off the side of the boat. So it's like he's got arms and hands. And I just thought that was the dumbest fucking thing.
These like tethers coming out of him.
I was cackling. That was so stupid.
Yeah. So
yeah, you get this whole sequence, and then he has like magnetic tires, and he can fly, and he has like wires that come out and can suspend him, and he has cameras and gadgets.
It's a high-tech Bond car. That all makes sense.
It was
That's
the Aston
cool.
Martin. It was the thing you know and love.
Yeah.
And it turns into a submarine.
Yeah.
Like, it all worked. And the music is very, like, dun 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 dun.
It evoked what they were going for.
Guitar, 1960s spy movie.
Yeah.
The opening sequence, cool. I get it.
But then we cut to Radiator Springs.
Yes.
and we are reintroduced to, I guess, Mater is the first one. He's out there picking up Jeff Garlin, who is apparently, we are introduced to the concept of a lemon.
Yep.
And he's always breaking down, and Mater comes out there to pick him up. And I'm looking at this, and it looks okay. It looks like the other movie did. But then he sees Lightning McQueen in the background. He had just come back from winning his 4th Piston Cup. And then we get into town, and they start talking to each other. And I start looking at it closer. And I go to Betsy, I pause the movie, and we're looking at it, and I said, this looks like shit.
It looked terrible.
It looks like one of those TV cartoon things that is on like fucking PBS or one of these.
Or direct to video.
Whatever.
Cheap
it
animation.
Looked cheap. And that is an insult to the Pixar people.
Well, especially this movie. Like you said, it looked amazing in the first one.
How did they allow that to go out looking like that?
I don't know. It was like they ran out of time or just said, we need another scene here, and they threw it in at the last second.
Maybe. I don't know, Betsy, but that looked awful.
It looked really bad. But then, at the end of the movie, when they're in London and there's this big spy finale chase
scene, they're flying all over the place.
It genuinely looked like it was real footage of England that they just superimposed digital cars into.
It looked
like that's how good it looked.
Yeah, it looked really good by the end.
So the fact that you have these two vastly different looking scenes in the same movie.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you let that happen.
The motions of the cars, how they're like emoting, like the lip sync on them. Well, why do cars have lips? But everything just looked so cheap, and it just completely took me out of it.
In just that one scene.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the movie was fine.
It's just when they're back in Radiator Springs.
Yeah. It's like that scene in X-Men in the Wolverine movie where they ran out of a budget for animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really took me out of it, and I didn't understand how that could happen. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's just like funny little moments and things in the movie. Like the rest of the movie looked fine. Like when we're in Japan, all the lights and the different kinds of cars.
Japan looked great. They had the jokes about the vending machines. They had the jokes about the parking lots, so to speak, which is like the car
conveyor belt.
The car conveyor belt elevator type of thing. But that's where everybody sleeps. Yeah. So it's not only that, it is also the small Japanese apartment trope.
Yeah.
So that was all pretty good. There's some troublesome things in there, but overall it was okay. And then we get into this big party where they're meeting all the other racers and whatnot, and Mater goes off and does his own thing because, of course, this is a Mater movie.
Yes.
In fact, in the credits, did you see Larry the Cable Guy was top billing at the top of the credits?
Well, he was the second billing. He was right behind Owen Wilson.
As the second scroll of credits came, he was at the top.
Oh, like the main credits? The
main credits, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He was number 1.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes off and does his thing, and he does the wasabi joke.
Oh yeah, he's the stupid American who doesn't know what wasabi is.
Yeah, it looks like ice cream.
Pistachio ice cream.
First of all, why do cars need to eat?
Why do they need to drink? They have drinks throughout this too.
Yeah.
Like I get the jokes when they say I need some coolant and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are fine. They're corny, but they're fine.
But yeah, when you start taking it to I want ice cream.
Ice cream and why is it spicy and like things like that. Again, I understand you're trying to make jokes, but it feels like this movie and all that, like the script of this movie was just applied to the Cars franchise.
Yeah.
And you needed to keep some of the jokes. Otherwise, there would be nothing to it.
Right. And they make a lot of good, like, car puns. Like, when they go to London, oh, they're in the bell tower of Big Bentley.
Big Bentley.
You know, stuff like that. Or when the Queen shows up and at the end of the movie, she knights Mater. And she has a little electronic antenna that comes up.
The motorized antenna that comes up. That was a great touch.
That was funny. That made me laugh pretty hard.
And the joke about... I don't remember the setup, but the punchline is, well, is the Pope-mobile Catholic?
Yep. And the Pope-mobile actually shows up.
Right, to watch the race in Italy.
Right. Speaking of mobiles, so at the beginning of this movie, the movie that's playing at the drive-in in Radiator Springs is called The Incredimobiles, which, of course, you and I just watched Incredibles 2,
Yeah.
which came out after this movie did.
Right.
And in that movie, Mr. Incredible has the Incredimobile.
Yep.
So it's one of those, oh, we're telling you a joke before we get to it, things that Pixar likes to do.
It's a joke made like 10 years later.
Right.
Or it's a follow-up to a joke made 10 years later.
But again, it's that thing where it's like, did you make this joke knowing it was going to be Incredibles 2? And why did it take so long after this movie for it to finally land?
Right. And that's more about, Brad Bird not being able to get that movie made.
I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, what else can we talk about this movie, Trent?
I didn't really make a lot of notes because, it's just kind of a nothing movie. I'll tell you the things that I liked. We talked about going to Japan. They have the advertisement up in lights, the Lightning McQueen vacuum.
That's right.
Which I'm kind of thinking, was that a reference to Mr. Sparkle from The Simpsons?
I mean, it's Japan.
I know.
I don't know that was the intent here. I think it's
That's
just got the same energy.
That's where my mind went.
Right. It just has the same energy because of the kind of brand it is.
I know. And that's where my mind went.
Fair enough. Yeah, I also didn't take like a whole lot of notes because there's not a lot of plot here. So like Lightning McQueen goes to Japan because he agrees to be a part of this race.
Yeah.
And he and Mater get in a fight. So then he loses the first race, then they go to Italy and he wins the second race, and then they never finish the race in England.
Right.
And he's just sort of there, and then he realizes he was a jerk to Mater and they make up.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of meat on those bones.
No.
There's no real story there.
Owen Wilson is barely in this.
He's kind of phoning it in.
And
he's not doing much.
He's not doing much. You're right. He just kind of was in the booth and did his lines and got his millions.
Right.
But
then, like I said, the main plot is all the spy stuff.
Yeah.
And it was kind of horrific for a children's movie. Like they say, oh, the all-in-all has one fatal flaw, and it's that if it's exposed to an electromagnetic pulse, the engine will combust.
Yeah.
And so they had a spy, an American spy car, voiced by Bruce Campbell, if you didn't catch that.
I did not catch that, but when I looked it up, it's like, oh, okay. I knew I recognized the voice. I just didn't know from who.
Right. But he's tortured and he bursts into flames.
Yeah.
He dead.
And there's like this mini demolition derby in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these moments, like there's just guns and shooting and explosions.
And the lady spy, Emily Mortimer, she tases the informant car. And it's painful.
Yeah.
Like, this movie is violent.
It's very violent. There's so many explosions. And I have to assume a very high body count. Certainly the highest body count I can think of in any animated film.
Well, at least in a Pixar movie.
In a Pixar movie, certainly.
Because for the most part, all Pixar movies are rated G.
Yeah.
And Cars was rated G. I can't imagine this got a G rating.
If it did, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's like lots of bombs and guns, and it's not the sort of thing you promote in this kind of a movie.
No.
So again, it's just like, why is this Cars 2? Because it's very different from the first one. Very different. They have basically nothing in common.
Yeah.
And of course, Mater's the butt of the joke because he's an idiot and everybody calls him an idiot to his face.
Right. And we even have this little sequence of him being gassed, which apparently you can be gassed if you're a car.
Because that's how things work, Trent.
Movie trope. But yeah, he's gassed and then he's dreaming about all of the different times, at least in just this movie, where everybody's just calling him an idiot or he's realizing that he is kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's like causing a scene and embarrassing everybody around him. And it's kind of shitty.
But of course, because it's Cars and he is, he's related to being a mechanic, basically. He knows cars.
Sure.
That he can look at the photographs, and he can help these spies because he knows more about cars than they do, which doesn't make sense because they're all cars.
And they keep talking about like cars being manufactured and having parts. That's going a little bit too far for me.
It's like, so are you birthed or are you created?
Right.
Not to get metaphysical.
Let's get metaphysical
on the entire existence of this movie.
Right.
But it just begs a lot of questions. Like, did you come off the factory floor?
Right.
Like, they know the concept of a lemon. They're crap cars that don't run, and they are, like, evil and trying to take over the world. Why? Why are the lemons? Why are the gremlins trying to take over the world?
Yeah, what is the motivation here for these lemon cars? Which, by the way, they all have the right names.
Yeah.
So, we've got the Pacer, the Gremlin, the Yugo, and Professor Z is a German car called the Zundap.
The Zundap?
Zundap.
And he's literally called Professor Zundap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of those cars are famous lemons.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that they didn't have more. At the same time, they also have a lot more car brands. In the other movie, in the Cars 1, I think the only car brand they say is Ferrari. They reference them, but I don't think they actually say any other car brand names other than Ferrari.
No, and there's like cars that look like other cars, but they're rebranded.
Yeah.
This movie, they're all like actually branded.
They're actually branded. I saw the Honda logo. All of the Secret Service agent type cars were Range Rovers. And there's a lot more.
Yeah, it's like all of the companies suddenly realized that, the children will watch this and we can product place our vehicles.
Maybe.
So maybe someday they will want to drive a gremlin.
Speaking of product placement, did you catch the State Farm song?
Oh, God.
How much money did State Farm pay to get their fucking jingle in this movie?
You're an agent like a good neighbor.
Like insurance? Wow.
Yeah. They don't say the word State Farm.
No, they don't.
He replaces it with his own name.
Wow.
But that's very much that jingle.
That was disgusting.
Well, and then there's fake products too. I pointed out there's a product at the final race, I think it was, or maybe it was in Italy, where they have the track kind of lined with brand names.
Yeah, as they do.
And they have a tire company called Lassa Tire.
Lassa Tire.
You mean like John Lasseter, famed director of Pixar movies, and he also does additional voices? That guy?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you happen to see the A113 anywhere? I missed it in this one.
I was kind of looking for it a little bit. There was, like, probably in the VIN numbers.
Probably.
Yeah.
They did say there was a VIN number that matched, so I bet if we went back and looked, it's in there somewhere, because that's the most obvious place for it to be.
That's kind of what I was thinking where it was going to be, but probably on her little fake heads-up screen she had, but...
Yeah, and there's like a lot of famous people and a lot of well-known actors doing voices in this, certainly more than the first one.
Yeah.
Like John Turturro is in this.
He was great.
He was very great.
He was the F1 car.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to say my favorite line in this movie because I was just busting a gut. When they're in Italy and he's talking about, Lightning McQueen is sad and he's far from home, but don't worry, my mom is here. I'm in my home. And he says, "Don't worry, Mama. McQueen is very sad. I will beat his crying baby bottom today." It was so stupid.
It's really stupid.
Oh, but it just made me laugh. It's like, okay, there's like I said, moments that I liked in this movie.
The performances, except for Owen Wilson, were really good.
Yeah, I think he was good in it. Tony Shalhoub shows up again. He's doing another weird stereotypical Italian, but he's funny in this.
Yeah.
The guy who does Guido, he just keeps saying, "Pit stop,
Pit stop,
pit stop,
Pit stop."
Bonnie Hunt came back. Who else? Vanessa Redgrave was the queen.
She was the queen,
She had like 2 lines. And then you had more race car drivers. So Jeff Gordon is in it. Some Formula One guys whose names I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, more. They had more announcers. Who are the announcers?
So Brent Musburger was the main guy.
Okay.
Daryl Waltrip reprised his role from the first one. And then the other guy, I don't know, I assume he's an F1 announcer.
Got it.
So we've got people from different types of racing, which I wanted to talk about. This Grand Prix is like all over the place. I've never heard of such a race. This would be really, really cool because you have regular stock cars like Lightning McQueen.
Yep.
You've got the F1 cars.
Yep.
That Francesco is, and we've got rally cars, which are normally meant for like dirt tracks. Mm-hmm. You got all three types of race cars on these tracks that have all three types of road. Terrain, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I think that was a really cool concept.
Would that even be feasible? Because these are very different kinds of cars.
Absolutely.
Like, I would never...
I mean, it would be completely impractical for an F1 car to be on dirt.
But that's what I'm saying is, how would those two cars fare against each other?
Very badly.
Because in F1, the whole point of that kind of racing is they're in the towns. They are in cities, in these windy mountain towns, in like Monaco and Italy.
Turns everywhere.
Yeah, they're designed for that.
Yeah.
And these are like big American muscle cars.
And the reason why they are open wheels is so that the wheels can turn a lot more to the right and to the left than other cars would be able to.
So that's what I'm saying is like, would this even work? Could you even drive an American car on these roads?
Practically no, but I think in concept and for this movie, it's really interesting.
It's an interesting concept, but in reality...
no, but I would pay to see it.
Because of course, American cars, we just go in circles. Just round and round and round.
Right.
We're not that interested.
Come on, ovals.
We're not that interested in like hairpin turns and things like that. And that's the entire European style.
Yeah.
Like those guys are not caged in. They hop in and they go.
They're exposed.
They're very exposed. I would be willing to bet a lot more guys die in that than in American racing.
Yeah. There's no roll cage there.
No. So, yeah, it's just the whole feasibility of what they're trying to do. It is a giant marketing ploy, and that's all it would be, because depending on the track and the city and the car you're in, they would have a different winner every time.
Totally. And I think that's the whole point of the Grand Prix. It is you get points for every race that you're in, and the total points at the end, that's who wins the entire thing.
I also just don't understand racing in general, like the whole point system and the team system.
Well, this was actually pretty simple, because in a Grand Prix, like first gets like 10 points, second gets 8 points, and it keeps on going down the list. And if you don't finish, you don't get any points. Or if you finish below a certain level, you don't get any points. But in the second race, if you completely fuck up and you were in first the first time, and you completely fuck up, you can still win in the third race. Mm-hmm. You can recover.
Yeah, I just don't follow racing, so like this is a sport I don't understand.
Neither do I. Like fucking NASCAR. Yeah. Are you kidding me? The point system there makes zero sense.
My dad went to what was it? I think he went to the Michigan 500.
Okay.
After I graduated college, and it's the only time he's ever been to NASCAR, and he's like, yeah, we got there and the race was already happening by the time they got to their seats, and you do not understand just how fucking fast these things are going until you see it. Like, they just go whipping by, and he's just like, Jesus, is that the car?
Yeah.
Like, they are infinitely faster in person than your brain comprehends watching it on TV.
Which is why they always love the camera shots, like kind of on the track, where they go whizzing by, and you get that that going by the camera, just to give you a little bit of a sense of how fast they're actually going. Because when you're looking through the camera on TV, you're just kind of following as it's going around. Yeah, you're just kind of tracking it around. When you're there and you're stationary and you can see how fast they're really going, that's incredible.
Yeah, in the number of seconds it takes them to get a whole loop in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
To bring it back to the movie, so you actually commented during the first race, the sounds, like all the engines.
The different types of engines have different sounds, yeah. They got it right.
They included that, and then there was like a scene where they kind of, part of the race was in a tunnel, and you got that echoey engine sound in the tunnel. That was a nice touch.
Yeah.
So they did think things through in this movie, to a point, to a degree. But then there's other stuff where I just threw my entire suspension of disbelief out the window.
Suspension.
Like every time, oh, shut up. Every every time there's a helicopter in these movies, the size of the helicopter is absurd. Because these are normal size cars inside a helicopter. And that means the helicopter is about 5 times as big as a normal helicopter is.
Otherwise, helicopters would be impractical in this universe. Is that what you're saying, Betsy?
Yes, Trent, I am. And of course, all the helicopters and the boats and the planes all have...
They're all sentient?
They're all sentient. And it's just like, I hate this. I don't know why this bothers me so much.
See,
like, I should just be able to let this go and enjoy it, but I can't get over sentient cars.
I can get over it from the first one. Like, you were always chuckling at the ladybugs in the first movie. Like, the actual bugs are VW bugs.
They're teeny tiny bugs.
But they're teeny tiny, yeah.
Okay, that was funny.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I can get past all of that stuff, but when you have all of the other vehicles also being this way, yeah, that's just weird.
And again, the whole plot is gasoline versus natural fuels versus like
renewable energy and like electric power.
And it's just talking about engines and cars. And I'm like, am I supposed to think of these cars as cars or
are
as
they talking about
humans?
food?
What is this?
Yeah, are they talking about food and
making-
water?
You're making me think far too hard about this.
Yeah.
And now maybe a child could just get on board and be like, duh, mom and dad. Don't you understand simple mechanics?
Why do we have a valley girl daughter?
I don't know. We don't have any children. I have to assume one will be a valley girl.
All right, fine. But I did want to mention one more thing here before we get out of here. They didn't really dwell on this that much. They had one callback to it. But the idea that Mater doesn't want to have his dents fixed because those are the memories of the times that he had with his best friend. When they were getting into trouble, it's like when you're a kid and you like fell and skinned your knee or you did something stupid and you got a gnarly scar on your leg or something.
You know where it came from.
And you got a story about where that scar came from.
Every scar has a story, Trent.
That's a great message.
Yeah.
I love that.
Don't change yourself for other people. This is special.
Right, and that's not what they were trying to say. They
No,
were changing yourself.
I know.
But he didn't want to fix it because of that. And I really like that.
Okay, well, I want to bring up one more thing about this movie.
Okay.
The end credits.
Oh, Betsy.
They have a song called Collision of Worlds. And it is a country song by Brad Paisley
All right.
and Robbie Williams.
Excuse me, what?
Noted Brit.
Yes.
Noted British pop icon Robbie Williams.
Who did he even have anything going on between like the early 2000s and when this movie came out?
I mean, he's always had a career. It's just he hasn't really had global hits. He's
Okay,
always
fine.
been pretty big in the UK.
Okay, fine. As long as he didn't just come back for
No.
this particular
No.
song.
But for kids watching this, nobody would have known who Robbie Williams was.
British kids.
British kids would have.
Yeah.
But it is an awful song.
Oh, it's terrible.
It is the worst goddamn song. And I had to like cover my ears. Like I couldn't stop listening to it. I was horrified. I was watching a train wreck.
Yeah.
But I was just like, you're a good dude. You're a nice bloke. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I hate it. 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 It was the most distressing part of this entire movie. If I wasn't distressed enough already, we threw a country British song in at the end just to fill my nightmares for the rest of my life. I don't know why it was there. I don't know why they did this. I want it to die, though. Bury it. Burn it with fire.
So you're saying you liked it?
I did not. Talking about scars that I'll have forever. This one is permanent.
You'll have a story about this one.
This one is a permanent scar.
Well, let's not scar our listeners anymore by talking about Cars 2.
Please.
Let's read an email about Enchanted, which is another movie we watched just a little while ago. This one is from Stephanie, of course. She says about Enchanted, I love this movie. After I listened to your episode, my daughter and I watched it together. She liked it so much.
Yay!
Amy Adams, Patrick Dempsey, Idina Menzel, and James Marsden are perfect. 2007 feels both like 2 years ago and also 20 years ago.
If that isn't true.
And like, I think about, 2004, that was pretty, that was just
that
yesterday.
Long ago, right?
That was just yesterday. Yeah, no, it's coming up on 20 years.
Shh.
She continues, that little girl is adorable. I think the sequel plot should actually be about Giselle planning her wedding, which is the kids' wedding. Then they all somehow get sucked into the animated world. So yeah, just to play on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In reverse.
I like the idea of the wedding portion of it. I think it would be a disservice to make it an animated movie from then on.
We'll see. We'll find out soon enough.
Disenchanted is the name of that one coming up.
Yep.
And apparently that's coming out this year.
I'm waiting for a trailer. It's got to be doing a teaser soon. If it's coming out this year.
If it's coming out.
If it's coming out. That's true.
You never know.
Fair.
And she finishes here. The other day we watched The Adam Project. It was very fun. That's that Ryan Reynolds movie on Netflix.
Indeed.
It's a time-traveling type of thing. I think I've seen a couple of trailers for that.
Yeah.
It looks okay.
We haven't watched it yet.
No.
I don't really know much about it other than time travel ?
And Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds because he can only play one role.
That is true.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of this one, Betsy.
Indeed.
If you would like to reach out to us about other Pixar and Disney sequels, let us know. Did you ever watch like those direct-to-DVD, direct-to-video...
Oh, the cartoons in the 90s,
cartoons
sure.
from the 90s movies?
Oh, yeah.
Like Lion King 1.5?
I
or is
saw
it 2.5? I can't remember.
I think both. There's both. There's 1.5 and
right.
2, but they came out in different orders.
Yeah. There was like fucking Aladdin 2, The Return of Jafar.
Pocahontas 2.
Yeah.
There was Beauty and the Beast.
They did
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. All that stuff. All the really, really popular movies got sequels that were like direct to DVD.
And they are of varying qualities.
I understand that Return of Jafar is actually pretty good.
I like Return of Jafar.
It doesn't have Robin Williams.
No, but he comes back for the third one.
Okay, I didn't know that. But Dan Castellaneta, the voice of Homer in The Simpsons, does the genie in Return of Jafar.
I had no idea.
I found that out this week.
That is news to me.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind. I knew it wasn't Robin Williams, but I could not have produced who voiced him.
All right.
That's crazy.
Learning stuff.
But yes, I saw a lot of those.
All right. But yes, if you saw any of those and have any thoughts about those, we're not going to watch them. God.
You haven't seen most of the 90s originals.
Yes, sure I have.
Okay.
Sure I have.
From like 1995 to 2000, there's several you haven't seen.
Correct. Anyway, so email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. If you want to support the show, click the link in the podcast description. You can figure that out from there. But yes, that is the end of this one. We've got 2 more sequels we're going to cover. It's going to be more Pixar and Disney stuff, so stay tuned. We'll be back to you next time with another episode of Never Seen It. My name is Trent.
My name is Betsy.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye, guys.